Hey guys, Tim here from Mastering. Hope you're having a very great day. So in this video I speak about general guidelines of frequency ranges for mastering rock, EDM and hip-hop music. So before we start, please remember, if you have a mix that you need mastered, request a quote at BSMastering.com and receive 50% of your first order. I would also very much appreciate, guys, if you subscribe and hit the notification bell to support my channel. It helps me to bring more videos. And now, let's get started. Let's start with rock music. Rock music typically has more emphasis on guitars, drums and vocals. It has an average amount of clarity. It is not a bright genre, and warmth is important. It has an average amount of bass volume, which adds warmth to the song. The frequency ranges for mastering rock music can vary depending on the specific style and sound of the music as well as personal preference. However, here are some general guidelines. Bass frequencies. These typically range from around 60 Hz to 250 Hz. The kick drum and bass guitar are two of the most important elements in rock music. It is important to make sure these frequencies are present and clear in the mix. So low mids. These frequencies typically range from around 250 Hz to 800 Hz. This range includes the low end of the guitar and vocal ranges, as well as the body of the snare drum. Too much of these frequencies can cause the mix to sound muddy, so it is important to balance them carefully. High mids. These frequencies typically range from around 800 Hz to 2 kHz. This range includes the upper end of the guitar and vocal ranges, as well as the attack of the snare drum. Too much of these frequencies can make the mix sound harsh, so it is important to use them wise. Treble frequencies. These typically range from around 2 kHz to 10 kHz. This range includes the cymbals and high-end percussion, as well as the upper harmonics of guitar and vocal sounds. Too much of these frequencies can make the mix sound thin or brittle, so it is important to balance them with the lower frequencies. Present frequencies. These typically range from around 10 kHz to 16 kHz. This range includes the air or sparkle of a mix and can help to make it sound more open and spacious. Too much of these frequencies can make the mix sound harsh or piercing, so it is important to use them carefully. Overall, the key to mastering rock music is to balance these frequency ranges carefully so that each element of the mix can be heard clearly and without competing with each other. Next is electronic dance music, or EDM. EDM music places more emphasis on the mid and high frequencies, particularly synth, pads or other electronic sounds. EDM songs have slightly above average clarity and when arranged and mixed properly, the bright synth melodies are crisp and clear. EDM and the synth-heavy music uses a drier bass that has more punch and less boominess. So, the frequency ranges for mastering EDM can also vary depending on the specific subgenre of EDM and the desired sound. However, here are some general guidelines. Sub-bass frequencies. These typically range from around 20 Hz to 60 Hz. Sub-bass frequencies are the foundation of many EDM subgenres and are important for creating a sense of energy and impact in the music. Bass frequencies. These typically range from around 60 Hz to 250 Hz, like in rock music. The bass frequencies are important in EDM, especially for genres like techno, house, and trance. Low mids. These frequencies typically range from around 250 Hz to 800 Hz. Low mids are important for creating warmth and fullness in the mix, especially for genres like deep house and tech house. High mids. These frequencies typically range from around 800 Hz to 2 kHz. High mids are important for adding clarity and definition to the mix, especially for genres like electro house and progressive house. Treble frequencies. These typically range from around 2 kHz to 10 kHz. Treble frequencies are important for adding brightness and sparkle to the mix, especially for genres like trance and progressive house. Presence frequencies. This typically ranges from around 10 kHz to 16 kHz. Like in rock music, presence frequencies are important for adding air and clarity to the mix, especially for genres like progressive house and trance. Overall, the key to mastering EDM is to create a balanced and punchy mix that sounds good on a wide range of sound systems, from club sound systems to home stereo systems. And finally, hip-hop. Hip-hop music typically places more emphasis on the bass drums and vocals. Hip-hop songs are very clear. They are basically bright and clear with a big boomy bass, so to say. The big boomy bass in lower band gives the song its thickness. The frequency ranges for mastering hip-hop music can also vary depending on the style and sound of the music, as well as personal preference. However, here are some general guidelines. Sub-bass frequencies. These typically range from around 20 Hz to 60 Hz. Sub-bass frequencies are important for creating a sense of weight and impact in hip-hop music, especially for genres like trap and drill. Bass frequencies, these typically range from around 60 Hz to 250 Hz, like in rock music and EDM. The bass frequencies are important in hip-hop music, especially for genres like boom bop and old school. Low mids. These frequencies typically range from around 250 Hz to 800 Hz. Low mids are important for creating warmth and fullness in the mix, especially for genres like boom bop and old school. High mids. These frequencies typically range from around 800 Hz to 2 kHz. High mids are important for adding clarity and definition to the mix, especially for genres like trap and drill. Treble frequencies. These typically range from around 2 kHz to 10 kHz. Treble frequencies are important for adding brightness and presence to the mix, especially for genres like trap and drill. Presence frequencies. These typically range from around 10 kHz to 16 kHz. Presence frequencies are important for adding air clarity to the mix, especially for genres like trap and drill. Overall, the key to mastering hip-hop music is to balance these frequency ranges carefully so that each element of the mix can be heard clearly and without competing with each other.